Last year, when I made a video talking about people abusing the copyright system, I mentioned someone along the lines of Suzy which was someone that struck down people's content with a classic copyright strike, all because she couldn't handle some form of criticism. But that was in 2019, last year. And now we're in 2020, and it seems like Sleazy Lou hasn't learned from jack shit. And now it all started again when she apparently started announcing that if you've been targeted by any hate channels, quote quote, start hitting me up on Twitter so we can try and take these people down. And apparently, just like last year, she apparently doesn't they'll know the difference between criticism and common sense. And I guess I'm gonna pretty much explain what common sense is because she apparently is too dumb to understand that basic concept of criticism and hate at the same time. See, hate is when people come at your channel with no idea about what they're talking about and can hate you for a petty reason or for just some reason which no one cares about outside of themselves. Well, criticism is giving someone advice about how to improve on their content while actually trying to bring up stuff which actually might help, like flaws within the content within itself, like thumbnails, editing, etc., etc. It all depends on the person which is making the content to actually take the criticism to heart to actually improve upon it, or just to ignore it and continue making those mistakes again and again. And this wouldn't be a problem for Suzy Lou if she actually had any good intentions. But knowing her, she clearly doesn't, because apparently she's trying to make herself seem as she's some form of a self-proclaimed hero when she's someone that is admitting to copyright striking people and trying to brag about it while at the same time trying to make herself seem as if she's some form of a good guy when she's not. She's someone that literally strikes down criticism whenever someone uses her content in order to use it as evidence, which is something you gotta do in order to give criticism. And that's the reason why I'm not using it in this video, simply so I don't get struck down. And just to remind you, this is the same chick which said that her face was copyrighted, even though she's not an international brand or anything, or even though she's just a YouTuber. And considering the fact that she's just a YouTuber, she's nowhere close to that status to the point where her face is literally branded. But back to the point, I don't get the point of why she's trying to make herself seem as if she's some form of a good guy, or I don't know why she's trying to make everyone else that's against her seem as if they're some form of a hate channel, when every time she does something like this, she makes herself look more like a fucking idiot and incriminates herself more and more every time she admits to stuff like this, and every time she keeps copyright striking down people's channels simply because she doesn't agree with someone's opinion. It's a petty thing to do, and at the end of the day, you know that you're guilty. So just because you have people calling you out for it doesn't mean that you could just strike down people's stuff just because. If you want to learn from your past mistakes, and if you want to have people to stop criticizing you, guess what? Actually improve upon your mistakes and stop doing the thing which people hate you for. Because that way, people might actually respect your content and people might actually respect you as a person. But I don't know. This is just coming from a small channel that actually has some form of common sense. Compared to someone with what? More subscribers than me? Probably 1,000, a million, or whatever. And before anyone goes trying to say something along the lines of, oh, I'm just jealous of this random woman making content on the internet, she can make she can make whatever content that she wants, rather if it's those shitty gaming videos or reaction videos which feel bland as fuck. But at the end of the day, just because you make whatever videos doesn't exempt you from criticism. The moment that you become a YouTuber and decide to start making content means that you are ready for criticism. It means that you are ready for what's coming for you, no matter what the situation is. So don't try and act like you're some type of victim when, if anything, you make people a victim of the bullshit that you clearly do at a constant daily basis whenever you have the opportunity to. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, this is one of my videos where I actually use a script. So, yeah, folks, that's all. Lomewolf360 out, and I will see you in another video. Later.